Good morning, everyone. We are back. We are back from Florida. First of all, I wanted to thank each and every one of you who took time out of your day to watch mine and Jessica's vlogs in Florida. We had a great time. Absolute blast. Maybe not so much when we got to the airport. We'll get into that here in just a couple minutes. But as far as Coronado Springs, that place is really awesome. Really awesome. There are a lot of different resorts in Florida you can stay at. I will say from personal experience that even resorts outside of Universal Studios and Disney World are absolutely awesome. Me and Jessica have stayed at Homewood Suites. We've stayed at a lot of the Rosen Inns, which are a heck of a lot cheaper than like Disney or Universal, but you're getting good quality at some of these places as well. We've stayed at a couple Rosen Inns. There were a couple people that were wondering if there were any cheaper options to stay at down in Florida around the theme parks, and those are just a couple that we've stayed at. Do your research. We always do our research before we go and stay anywhere. Look at some of the reviews. Obviously, most reviews are usually going to be bad. So you got to kind of wean out the bad reviews of some of them and look at the good reviews, because if people are going on there to leave, I feel like if you had a really good time, yeah, if it's outstanding, you're more likely to leave a good review. But I feel like some people just go, and I've read bad reviews on pretty much every hotel I've ever stayed at. So there were a couple of you that were asking that, so I just wanted to point that out. Not as easy as a commute if you don't drive, and that is one thing. Boy, I'll tell you what, Orlando Airport can get crazy, but it seemed like it was hitting us from all angles today, guys. It was crazy. Also, welcome back to, we'll call it a coffee rant. I don't have Frank with me here. I've got my Titanic mug right here, but if you want to have coffee with us this morning, hit pause, have coffee with us, and just do a little bit of chatting about our trip. And we'll go ahead and talk about some of the airport, as I do feel like MCO, aka Orlando International Airport, needs to do some upgrades. Now, I know that is a busy airport. It may be one of the busiest in the country now. Didn't used to be, but it is now. It's enormous. It's huge. I don't feel like there's not a lot of employees. There are, but there isn't. Okay, I noticed it was 6:30 p.m. when we landed. Okay, shops were already closing. They don't have a lot of shops like back in the different terminals. They have like that one circle, like as you go through security and you get to the terminals. They have that one area, but it gets so backed up. Don't go to Orlando Airport thinking you're going to be able to get lunch. Not that I was wanting Burger King anyway, but even if I did, the line looked like it would have been well over an hour long. Now, I did go into, I guess it's Hudson News, I think it is, and did get a drink. I'll tell you what, guys, make sure you check things too. Make sure you check like TSA requirements and stuff like that. We already knew some of these things, but every airport is a little different. I had to take like all my camera gear out, which is kind of strange, because it's like, and they said because I asked her, I said, do I got to take my camera out? Because, I had it all packed away and everything. Didn't have to worry about that at Cincinnati Airport. We did have to worry about that at Orlando Airport. I know Orlando Airport's huge, right? But it shouldn't really matter. And another thing too, like I wanted to mention this. If Disney or Universal and these theme parks, even up here in Cincinnati, like places like Kings Island, how are they able to? And I know maybe airport security has to be a little bit more strict on things, but it's just strange that tens of thousands of people come into these different theme parks and they can see everything you have on you in your bag. Some things may set it off, like metal or something like that, some kind of metal. Not all metals. For some reason, like glasses, like it's like metal screws and glasses they'll even tell you, like, if you're going to a theme park, take your glasses case and hold it out in front of you when you go through the metal detector thing. And that way I guess they scan everything else. Why are airports not like this though? I don't know. It's like, I know you can take a lot of other things and stuff. I don't know. Like you can't even take a drink, which that's been like that for a long time now. I mean, I was so nervous about it, like going into Orlando after reading everything. I didn't even put my contact solution in my carry-on. I come to find out that I could have, but they're so different, right? And you know, from what I understand too, from talking about this with people, I feel like it seems like every airport kind of has their own thing. Every airport's a little different. So I don't know. Let me know some of your stories of TSA. Um, I don't know. It started off bad as we were going through the line, and the line was going really smooth. It was about as long as it ever is. Well, this lady pointed us toward these other two little lines. I was like, sweet, the lines are really short. It didn't work out that way. It was like we all were merging together, and it seemed like it took. I saw a guy who was in line, like right in front of us in the big line, and he was already. We weren't even halfway through this line. He was already up to the front. Anyway, you know, not too big of a deal. I'd say in total, we probably waited 30, 45 minutes at the most. But, you know, after walking hundreds of miles in Florida, I swear, guys, it was like every day. I am sore. I am very sore. Another thing, too, like my ankle's been bothering me a little bit, too. And I think I had some shoes that I was breaking in over time. I had these Skechers. I don't think I'm going to ever buy Skechers again. I tried this once with Skechers and they felt really good at first. And then after I wore them for a while, they really started hurting my feet. And I guess I didn't learn my lesson with these. I was fooled yet again. Shame on me. Um, but you know, and I've tried several different shoes, and when you know you're going to be walking a lot more than you usually do, you want to make sure that you have a good pair of gym shoes. Now I do have Crocs. I have Crocs, and they are very comfortable. And when I realized that these shoes weren't going to work, I probably should have stuck with those. Probably should have stuck with those because those are comfortable. I just worry about when I'm going to be gone all day in shoes like that. I know some people do. I like gym shoes, but a lot of the shoes that I like that I wear, they don't make it anymore. I used to wear these Nike shoes they were like the Air Monitor, and I wear wide shoes. And that was another issue with these is they kind of felt wide, but they weren't wide. So it's like now my feet kind of hurt. I kind of pushed it, and really I wish I would have brought an extra pair of shoes. Another good thing about all this that I tend to remember when we fly to Florida, why we like to drive. Because we bring a lot more stuff. We can fill up our car with stuff. We have everything we need. If I would have had an extra pair of shoes, I did actually bring an extra pair of shoes, but they were older ones, and I was like, they weren't feeling good either. It was the reason why I got another pair of shoes, but I will be on the hunt for some good shoes. So, any ideas? Let me know down in the comments. I'm a bigger guy, so it's like I need something with some arch and cushion, solid. I'm walking throughout the stores all the time, and it's like I have shoes for that, which I don't, it's not like I'm walking, we were probably walking anywhere between 15 to 20 miles a day. I know it didn't seem like that on the camera, but when you're counting steps, like 20,000 steps, 30,000 steps, I think one day it was like 28,000. I mean, it was a lot, guys. It really was. I feel good though. I got a lot of exercise. You get a lot of exercise. I know we ate a lot of food too. I kind of feel like I didn't lose any weight, but I didn't gain any weight either. So it's kind of that balance. That balance, I might have lost a little. I feel a little lighter. I shaved the other day. That might have helped. But anyway, cheers. So we were coming back. We got the Frontier. First of all, I don't know if you guys heard this, but there was a tornado that touched down apparently in Orlando. And from what I hear, I haven't looked it up, but people were saying that it actually rubbed up against a Fox News building in Orlando, like as they were giving the weather. I haven't looked it up yet. I wanted to do this video right now because I'm probably going to be going to bed here in just a couple minutes. I want to put something out here for you guys today, so it's probably not going to be very long, but I couldn't believe hearing that. I was like, and that happened this morning. Well, so I had met a couple from Cincinnati who were traveling, that were supposed to take off at like 8 o'clock this morning. Well, that a lot of flights got delayed and then canceled, and more got canceled, and they were actually they had booked them on our flight to come back to Cincinnati. So, it was already crazy, and I don't blame anybody for this. I don't blame I've kind of felt bad for some of the Frontier employees here because the flight attendants, they were taken off of another flight that they were supposed to go on to do our flight. Okay, and I know some people are upset because a couple of them were late getting there, but we found out why because they weren't supposed to be on our flight. They were going somewhere else, and that's kind of a tricky situation. I can imagine where that would be a headache, right? If you're a flight attendant, you're gonna probably have a hotel booked overnight and stuff like that, and then you have to change that because you're going somewhere else. It was just kind of a headache. And then we get on the plane, and then we're like taxiing out to the out to the runway. I guess we're on the runway, and they were getting ready to take off, and then we saw them pull off again, and they said that I guess it was because there was a storm up near Jacksonville that they were rerouting the plane, and that took probably an extra 30 minutes. Not too bad, not too bad. I mean, it's like I don't want to complain about it. It's still we still made it home way quicker than if we would have drove, but Jess at the same time, she was like, this is why I like driving because, we just, when we go, we go. And I somewhat agree. It is a 14-hour drive though, that we can never make anymore. I can't drive all that anymore. I used to, but after driving for about 8, 9, 10 hours, my knee, just from going from the gas to the brake pedal, I feel it these days. So, but that was our flight home. My mom picked us up from the airport. Everything went smooth. I had actually called her when we were on the plane because we were still on the ground, and I let her know that, hey, pay attention to the flight here because we may be a half hour, 45 minutes later. And it was almost 40 minutes later when we landed. So not too bad. She was there. We reunited, had fun just being home, being back in Cincinnati, which actually you guys have asked this too. We've had some people, like when we were talking to you guys in Florida, we met a lot of fans, a lot of you guys in Florida, and thank you for stopping and saying hello. Um, but they were saying, a couple people who weren't coming to, they were asking about the Cincinnati airport. The Cincinnati airport is not actually in Cincinnati. It is in northern Kentucky. I know it's very strange. I don't even know why they call it the Cincinnati airport. It's been called a couple different things before. It used to be BCA, Boone County Airport, which is Kentucky. Boone County is in Kentucky. Now it is called CVG. I'll be honest with you, I don't even know what that stands for. Covington, maybe? I don't know. I really don't. But they always call it Cincinnati International Airport, and it's in Kentucky. It is in Hebron, Kentucky, right next to Amazon. So, and DHL and all the other big hubs out there, but rightfully so, next to the airport. But anyway, well, I'll tell you what, that is pretty crazy too. If you're out by the airport watching an Amazon plane or a DHL, those planes are enormous. And I'll tell you what, watching one come in that close, it's pretty cool looking. I'll admit it's pretty neat. It was a little freaky at first, but those planes, guys, I'll tell you what, those freight planes, they are enormous. Enormous. Cool to see out there. They actually have a viewing area that you can drive out to at Cincinnati or Northern Kentucky Airport and watch the planes come in. It's actually really cool. But that was our flight. Not too big of a deal. Couple little things. These things happen though. Nothing worth getting bent out of shape over. Just happy to be home. On our way home, we stopped up. We did normally sorry, I'm tired, guys. I am flat out exhausted. We stopped at Skyline Chili. I got a 4-way, which is the chili, the spaghetti, the cheese, and onion. My mom got the same. Jess got a 3-way with everything, the cheese, chili, and spaghetti, no onion. And it was absolutely delicious. It's always nice coming back home and get one of your Cincinnati favorite or one of your hometown favorites. And for some reason, every time me and Jess come home from Florida, pretty much anywhere, that's what, if we're gone for a long time. If we're only gone a few days, doesn't matter. But when you're gone 10, 11 days, yeah, coming back and getting your Skyline, I feel like that's more important than La Rosa's. I know we have a lot of Cincinnati fans on the channel, so I do like La Rosa's, but I'm not as much a fan of that as I am Skyline. I feel like that is the true Cincinnati taste. If you know, you know. But I'll tell you, guys, it was a great trip. I don't know. There were some of you that were wanting to see some of the stuff we bought. I'm kind of waiting for Jess's. She's asleep. Well, she's not asleep, but she's laying down. She did want me to thank you guys for all of your comments and everything on our trip. We had a blast. It's the most we've ever recorded down in Florida. We stayed. Now that is another thing that I missed, not having my car. Okay, because I could have traveled with Ubers to go to some of the different stores and stuff down there and check out some different things, but it never really works out because a lot of the times we're spending time with Jessica's family and stuff like that. We had a surprise trip with their family coming up just last Saturday or Sunday. And it was just, it wasn't something I was going to really go out of my way to do, but I do like to. I like visiting Publix. I like visiting some of the other major supermarkets down in Florida, mostly to see how different things are down there than they are up here. But we're back, and it is time to check out all those wonderful groceries, see what's going on. We're coming into season here with a lot of different things. A lot of strawberries been on sale, berries, lots of berries on sale, different things, ways we can save money. We're going to check in all these. I'm excited, guys. I'm excited to get back at it, to get back to business per se, even though I pretty much work every day. I was working down in Florida, making those videos every day. It's a lot more fun when you're walking around not thinking about it. But guys, I really wanted to just I can't just say me and Jessica and I, as some people always tell me to say that. So Jess and I, we really like to capture those moments and share those with you guys. I know that everybody can't go do a big Florida trip like we do, and the thing is there are ways. There are a lot of different ways to make it cheaper. As we started off talking about different hotels, that's a start. Me and Jess, when we show, because we want to show some of the stuff we bought and everything. But obviously, yeah, I'm going to wait for Jess for that. So, and then maybe we'll talk about some of the different things that we know just from when we first started traveling to Florida and going to some of the different parks. There's no ultimate super cheap way to do it. There's not. There's ways that you can budget it, you can pay things off, and you can make it in a way to where it is cheaper. And I would say unless you get a awesome flight, it's way cheaper to drive. And if you can drive, if you're not as far as we are, like say you're in Georgia or Alabama or the Carolinas, it's going to be a shorter drive for you, right? I mean, it's only 6 hours from Atlanta. I've timed it. I've been in downtown Atlanta and make it to the theme park areas in like 6 hours, right around 6 hours. So that's about how long it's going to take you if that's where you are in the country. If you're out any further, I understand, yeah, sometimes it's going to take a couple days. We do videos on different hotels as we go down on our trips to Florida. Now, for us, there's one that I don't think I did a video on. It was a Holiday Inn. It wasn't actually in Warner Robins, but it was close. It was okay. It was okay. It was just somewhere to sleep, but, it wasn't my favorite Holiday Inn. But I always like, if Jess is driving or if I'm driving, or even before we leave for our trip, we're looking up all these things, like who's got the best deal. Another thing too is like, and I'll save a lot of this stuff for when me and Jess talk about it, but if you can leave like on a day that's not Friday or Saturday night in that trip, like say you leave on a Thursday, you got where you're staying in Florida on a Friday, sure, it's going to be a higher charge there. Friday and Saturday nights are always a higher charge no matter where you go. But if you have that extra driving day and you stay on a Wednesday or Thursday or any other day but Friday and Saturday, you're going to save a lot of money. Sometimes a lot of money. Because I know there's this place, me and Jessica stay at the Holiday Inn in Ooltewah, Tennessee on the way home from Florida. Usually when we drive home, we'll either stay at Holiday Inn or Howard Johnson. Sometimes that will be on a Friday, and that can get expensive. So we try to leave on like a Thursday. That way we make it there and we literally save like $60. I mean, that makes a huge difference. And all these little things that you do along the way will save you a lot of money making the other things that you want to do that are going to be a little more expensive in the parks and all that stuff somewhat doable. Takes careful budgeting. There's no doubt. But guys, we had a blast, an absolute blast. I may have something out tonight too. I don't know. There's a couple things I want to talk about. Maybe another rant. There are a couple things that I think we need to discuss on some stuff. But I will have another video out for you tomorrow as well. Yeah, it's back to the normalcy. But guys, I'll tell you what, it's been real. It's been real fun. I'm kind of learning as we go along things that, I try to, when we're out of town, I try to only capture the magic moments. I try to only capture like the beautiful things that I love and that hope that you love them too. But guys, I'm going to end it now because I am flat out exhausted. So I'm going to get a shower, going to get to bed, get up early. Not going to tell you where I'm going, but that'll be all the surprise. And that video, today's Monday. That'll be the Tuesday. So that'll probably be out Wednesday. I'm not really sure. But and we got a lot of other things planned this week too. So guys, again, thank you so much for following us this whole journey down to Florida. We had an awesome time. Absolutely fantastic. Great food. We got out of our comfort zone with a lot of different foods. I know some of you guys were saying that, trying new things. We wanted to try some different things down there that we've never had before. Did some different things that we've never done down there before. That's what's nice about some of these places, and they are like constantly growing, is there's always new things to do. But guys, thank you so much for watching today, and I will see you either tonight or tomorrow morning with another video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.